Welcome to The Vault. We're launching a new podcast here today. My name is Amelise Long. I'm the Director of Employee Programming and Belonging here at FNBO. And I'm so excited to be a part of this podcast and welcome my very first guest, but also kind of the brainchild behind this project, Regina DeMars, Director of Content Marketing and Social Media, aka Storyteller of FMBO. Welcome. So glad you're here.
Thanks, Amelise. I'm excited to be here. I feel like we've been unlocking this idea for a long time. So excited that it's now going to be open for everyone.
Okay, I see what you did there. We're going to be a very punny podcast, I think. So let's talk about the Vault and how we got here. Like you said, this is not something particularly new, but it's refreshed and evolved and bigger. So tell me a little bit about how we got to this great studio today.
Yeah. We've had our FMBO Cashology podcast for 5 years and Banking on KC podcast, and both did a great job of storytelling, but we really thought that it was time to evolve it. We wanted to talk about broader topics and think that, it's just the Vault is a way to tell all of those stories across our markets. So while Banking on KC really focused on the heartbeat of one community and Cashology shared financial advice and guidance, it was all great content, but we felt like we could bring it under one umbrella called the Vault. And if you think about what a vault does, it keeps things valuable, secure for you, and we want to bring those valuable stories to life across all of our markets.
Yeah, I love that metaphor, and I just have to say, longtime fan, first-time host. So I'm really excited to be just part of bringing these stories to life and really getting a little deeper into the Vault and unlocking some of those really special stories here at FMBO. Now let's talk a little bit about storytelling, right? So we've had an opportunity to work on a lot of projects together, and something that it's really carried with me that you've said often as we kind of kick off some of those projects is the power of storytelling, right? And really emphasizing what a gift it is to tell a story. So can you tell me a little bit more about the power of storytelling and why it's such an important tool for the work that you do and for the bank?
Of course. Yeah, we do a lot of storytelling. So we have our blog on FNBO.com. We bring to life stories on our FMBO channels. And we know that, banking, sometimes topics can be a little boring maybe, or just more difficult. So we always want to make sure that we are adding value for our customers. We're making it engaging and relatable. And there's just so many stories that we can tell across our markets. Just, you think about people that come into the bank, they may have had a passion for years and they're looking to bring that to life and opening up a small business so more people can share in their passion, or a farmer who's looking to get a loan to expand their business for generations to come, or even just somebody going into a branch and getting a mortgage so they can buy their first home for their family. Those are not about the transactions. It's about the emotional connection. Mm-hmm. Every financial decision that you make has an emotional tie to it. So I think we learned from the Cashology podcast that people are really yearning for authentic stories to be told. And so with the Vault, we're really hoping to bring those to life and just expand and include like banking trends or innovation, community impact stories under, a new name, the Vault.
Yeah, I love that. I know just when I have the opportunity to speak with customers or even our employees, like the stuff that really stays with you and the stuff that you remember are those stories, right? It's not the size of the deal or the amount of the loan. It was my first home, right? Or it's my dream business. It's my dream coming true. I think that's so exciting to be able to bring that into a much larger format. So I think it's something that our audience is really gonna connect with. So we're launching the Vault with this kind of preview episode here, a little teaser. But we've got some exciting things planned coming up. So let's give our audience a little bit deeper of a teaser into 2026.
We have multiple guests across the bank. So excited that so many people are really thrilled about bringing this to life. Mm-hmm. And several people that we've talked to are interested in being both hosts and guests. So what people can see is leaders at FNBO interviewing other leaders across our markets. You're going to hear from people who are really in the trenches on identifying trends that are important for people, whether it's, how should I invest in 2026 and what are the trends that they're seeing across their different markets, as well as innovation. And FMBO is, really impactful in our markets. And we do a lot from a philanthropic perspective, helping bring those to life. So you're going to see some nonprofit leaders, our card partnership, some leaders there. Hopefully, we'll also have some people on who can talk about our sponsorships and just really broadening the topic. We thought it was really important, and we're excited that we've evolved from audio only, and this podcast will be video format. So people will be able to watch our social media channels and see clips of different content and maybe some fun kind of behind the scenes moments. And we're also planning on launching 2 episodes a month. And I want to make sure to give a plug for our next one. David Coda will be on talking about our birthday. We celebrate our 168th birthday on December 10th. And it's going to be really fun to hear kind of the history of FMBO and how our legacy really continues to shape who we are today.
We've got a lot coming up in 2026. I mean, maybe I should actually frame it as we've got a lot coming up in our 168th year, big year for us. And I just love how intentional you are about planning the storytelling, right? To have so many different people who are going to be able to sit in these green chairs and tell these stories and the types of stories you're going to tell. And even just that you're doing video and audio and really being able to connect with people in so many different ways. It's just a really exciting time. But as I think about the intentionality of that format, tell me a little bit about what do you want our people to get from this experience? What's the big takeaway for everybody?
I hope that people see themselves in our stories. So whether you're a customer, an employee, or community partner, I hope when you hear the stories or see different clips on our social media channels that it connects more to FMBO's purpose overall. I want to make sure that people know that banking isn't just about money. There's meaning there. And we saw with Cashology, people really love those type of stories. And I'm excited with the vault that we can focus on bringing more impactful stories that are meaningful. I want people to want to tune in, every month to listen to our podcast because it will be very valuable to our listeners.
Regina, I love that so much. You said earlier something like a vault is where you keep your most valuable treasures, right? And so to think about it in that context of this is where our most powerful, our most precious stories are going to be told. I think it's just such an exciting time for our audience and for all our guests and hosts that are coming up soon. So thank you so much for being here, kind of keying off this storytelling, and then just for leading the charge. It's a really important role here at FMBO, and we really appreciate everything that you do. So thank you. And for our listeners and hopefully future fans of this podcast, we want them to like and subscribe, right, wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as follow FMBO on all our social platforms. And we will see you next time. Shall we shut the door in the vault for now?
Sounds good. Thanks,
all right.
Annalise.
Thanks, Regina. The Vault is brought to you by FNBO, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Podcasts are for informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. When making decisions about your financial situation, consult a financial professional for advice. Podcasts are not regularly updated and information may become outdated. Deposit products are offered by First National Bank of Omaha, member FDIC. Investment products are not FDIC insured and not a deposit or other obligation of the bank. Not insured by any federal government agency. Not guaranteed by the bank and may lose value.